Hey everyone, welcome back to JarDev. Welcome to another top 5 games of 2020 list. Today I'm joined by Taylor.
Hey.
And Chris.
Hello.
And in this video we're going to go over Taylor's top 5 games of the year.
Alright, so, I'm kind of winging it here. I played, surprisingly enough, like 15 or so games that came out this year. Some were fucking shit, but there were a lot of good ones, so this is... A lot of these I would recommend if you're, if you're looking for something this holiday season, go for it. At number 5 is actually a surprise one I don't know if you guys have looked at, is Haven.
Haven?
I've never heard of
H-A-V-E-N.
Sounds familiar. Fuck. Normally I know every game that comes out on these lists. How dare you?
This came out December 3rd, on all platforms, but I played it on Xbox Game Pass. By the way, I will fucking sell out for Game Pass right here. It has been fantastic on PC. Holy shit.
Yeah, I would shill for Game Pass. It's awesome.
3 of my games are on this list I played on Game Pass, and I didn't pay for any of them.
There's one of the screenshots is them doing a fuck, Taylor.
Yeah, so Haven is...
Wow.
It's a really weird game to explain because you play as a couple who ran away from the basically intergalactic authority that was ruling over the planets they lived on to a completely new planet, and they have to try to survive and, kind of live there. So it's a tale of U and K. I don't like the names only because it makes conversation really awkward between the characters. When he says, hey, you, or like, you, it's...
Hey, you.
Yeah, it's not, like, it's weird, right? But it's a really well done, like, couples dynamic in the way the characters are written. It brings maturity, it brings humor, without just being like, hey, these guys are boning all the time. It genuinely, I could relate to some of the things they were talking about, not necessarily on the same context of what they were talking about, but like, the way... the type of situation they're running into. Like, Chris, I think if you played it, you could relate to it in a sense too, like between you and Morgan.
Yeah,
What
maybe.
the fuck you saying
It looks
about
like
me?
an anime game though.
It sort of is, sort of isn't. Like, it's a mixture of going around to all these floating islets, clearing out rust, gathering materials to upgrade your ship a little bit, but also you find things like a guitar and other
Strip poker.
collectibles. No, you find cards. You don't play strip poker. But like,
No,
you
one
find
of the
other
screenshots has it.
The screenshots has strip poker in it.
Oh, shit.
It might be Strip Uno.
Yeah, it might be strip Uno.
Yeah, so, but the point is, like, you find things to bring back to the nest, which is the ship, and you get these, little mini cutscenes and conversations, and it feels really organic the way that they portray these characters as a couple.
Oh, I mean, I'm all in. That came out 1 week ago today.
Yeah, so I had no expectations going into it. When I saw it, I was like, I know I've heard this title, but I don't remember anything about it. I'm gonna download it. Fuck it, I'll give it a shot. And I had so much fun. It was like a 12-hour playthrough, and it's selling for like $28 on Steam. Honestly, if it goes on sale, I'd say pick it up and you'll have a nice, just relaxing time. There is a bit of combat in there, but it's not meant to be like super hardcore.
And there's anime titties in it too, so you can't go wrong.
Ooh.
There are anime titties. Every loading screen is a different, like, hand-drawn picture of the two characters, and some of them, they are naked.
Ooh.
Nice. So you actually get to see the anime titties.
You don't get to see nips, but you do get to see tits. But
You can mod it.
I guarantee they have.
It's just like that one, If My Heart Had Wings. I modded that so I could see all the girls naked.
Yeah, that's
That's
a lot of visual
the other
levels.
thing with the game is it has local co-op where if you plug a second controller into your device, each one of you takes control of one of the characters. So you can play with a friend, your romantic partner, and then you pick the dialogue choices, and it becomes that much more impactful for the two of you because you could be playing as a couple, while you are yourself a couple. But if you're playing solo like I did, you can choose which character you want to control during like the exploration sections. Just switch anytime. They have the same abilities, so it's just kind of a matter of preference. But during dialogue options, you just pick what you want each one of them to say, and it just carries the conversation onwards. So it's less impactful in that sense, but it still really highlights the storytelling.
Neat.
Fuck, it actually looks really good.
It was awesome. Like, it was so much fun to play.
Wow, this one came out of nowhere.
I know, right?
Huh. Sweet, yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Might
No,
might
not at
pick
all.
it up.
Absolutely. Go for it.
I've been staring at the anime titties the entire time we've been talking about this.
not really anime, are they?
Not really. It's kind of like a mix between cell shading and not. It's a weird art style to explain.
Yeah,
when you
but it
see
looks
like the
nice.
gameplay.
The characters in the foreground look anime.
Well, that's
when they're
okay. That's
talking.
during the conversation sections. Is when you see the anime foreground.
Yeah,
during the
those
gameplay
true.
section is like the 3D background.
Yeah, I'm staring at the titties in the hand-drawn anime section during the conversation.
Oh, I
That's
see.
also the kind of animation you see during the loading screens.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
All right, number 4 is gonna be Doom Eternal. I
Ugh.
think I put Doom 2016 on my list. I know, John, you hate it, but I don't know. I like the catharsis of the Doom games. They added a lot of new mechanics that, to me, really click well. I have not played the DLCs yet, but I don't know.
The DLC
I
looks
think
sweet.
I think I know I really enjoyed all the mechanics they added in Eternal, and I enjoyed the new weapons, the new systems, the new collectibles. Like, it was just all around. It's just a good time. Like, it's just Doom. There's nothing else that it has to be, and there's nothing else it's trying to be.
You liked being forced to like juggle 8 different weapons constantly?
Wasn't. There are definitely some things they can improve on. The Marauders can fucking burn in hell.
Yes.
But I will never defend those fucking pieces of shit. The Marauders were fucking ass. And I think there should have been more complexity in the way you were able to approach combat. Like, if you had all 8 weapons, change up how to deal with enemies. Don't just make it the same 1, 2, 3 repeat.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it's still like the combat. The core loop was still fun. Like, it wasn't as mind blowing as Doom 2016 was. I think if they had added more diversity to the way you could play the combat, it would have been. But it was still fun. It didn't make that unfun for me.
Okay. We are the opposite.
Well, and I didn't go back and do multiple playthroughs like I did of the first one, but I also
Mhm.
explored more in my first playthrough than I did in 2016.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a better understanding of what to really look for and kind of what, to collect and kind of a thing.
And speaking of shilling, I think it is on Game Pass now.
It is now on Game Pass. So that's 4 of my 5 games on Game Pass.
But, like,
oh
you
my
should-
fucking god.
God, you both love the Microsoft dick.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute- Okay, so this Doom Eternal game is like $80, and I
Yeah.
thought it was a piece of shit. But I could have tried it for like, what, $1 for Game
yeah,
Pass?
Along with how many other games, like, I think it's, I don't know if it's still $1 on PC. It might be like $5 after your first month, but I mean, I've put over probably, I'm going to say collectively, 150 hours into multiple games throughout the year, paying less than $5 a month for Game Pass. Because it was still in beta for the longest time. So, like, and it's only getting better at this point.
Well, they are taking games off.
Yeah, they do cycle games out. That is
Yeah.
true. But it just means, like, hey, understand what they're going to take off. Maybe you play that one before you play whatever just got released day one.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not missing out on anything. Like,
Yeah,
Haven
and
was a day one release on Game Pass. Another game I'm going to be talking about was a day one release on Game Pass.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of those.
Yeah. So moving on, number 3, and this, you probably won't be surprised by this one, John. I'm sure you were paying closer attention. Is going to be Hades. I
Yes.
loved Hades. It was early access last year when I originally tried it, but they've had so many patches since then, and 1.0 has really made it, in my opinion, a different game because they've added so many more weapons, so many more characters, so many more boons, and anything by Supergiant, fucking, I will suck Supergiant's dick all day long. Fucking
Oh.
Transistor, Bastion, Hades. I never played Pyre, didn't really appeal to me, but their capacity for storytelling and character creation to make these characters feel real, to give these characters diverse personalities and make them all stand out, has always been fantastic, and I still have a lot of fun playing Hades.
How many... You bought Hades twice, right?
I did buy Hades twice because I bought it on Epic Game Store, not realizing it would come out on Steam. Thankfully, it was cheaper on Epic Game Store than Steam, and I could just transfer the save file over.
Of course,
but-
you paid full price on Steam as well.
That's fine with me. I
Okay.
love the game, I love the company, I'm okay with that.
How many hours do you have? You can't track Epic hours, can you?
On Epic, yeah, you can, if you go to your library.
Oh, yeah, you can. Wow. Okay, how many hours do you have altogether then, including
Oh
both?
god, okay. On Epic, I have...
So far, the only game I've actually heard about that Taylor's talked about is the Doom one.
You haven't heard of Hades?
I have
How do you
not heard of
dude,
Hades.
Hades is amazing.
Wow, everybody
I've
is
got-
sucking it off.
Anything we've talked about yet.
I've got a collective about 18 hours in total. Now,
That's it?
normally that's it.
Huh. I don't know. It's a roguelike, right? I really assumed you
Yeah.
would have played it for ages.
Normally I hate roguelikes. But the thing about this one is it has a continuous progression. It has multiple continuous progression systems between the weapons, the upgrades, and things like that you can carry in each run, and each run brings a little more story behind each character, depending on which one you find. But like it's one of the few roguelikes that I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the like really hardcore roguelikes. I like the ones where you do get to carry progression over and stuff, like Hades.
Yeah, roguelites. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I was expecting more playtime for some reason.
The problem is it's one of those games where I pick up and play it for a bit, and then I kind of leave it for a bit, and then I go back to it when I feel like it.
Okay.
But like it's great for doing that, because like each run just feels like, maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't.
So you just do like short little bursts instead of sitting down for like 5 hours.
Yeah, because I could not fucking handle that's just my personality, not liking roguelikes, that I just couldn't do it for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting.
But like honestly, I love the graphics in Hades. You know, the super awesome art style, great voice acting, and just really fun gameplay.
No.
Okay, I see we have some difference of opinion, John.
Yeah, you. The last two are two of the worst games I've played this year.
Oh wow.
In my opinion, I really hated both of them.
All right. Okay, so number 2 for me is gonna be, I don't know if you guys will get this one. It's gonna be Gears Tactics.
Oh, you talked about it a fair bit during a recording session?
Yeah, you've talked about it once or twice.
So normally I don't like games like this. Like I own XCOM 2. I haven't played it yet, but I didn't like XCOM Enemy Unknown. It felt very slow to me, very cookie cutter, with the fact that all your characters could only go down 2 paths depending on, 2 paths depending on their class. Whereas Gears Tactics, it to me refined a lot of the mechanics, so you can decide how your character moves across the field. You can shoot first and then move if you want to. You don't have to move and then shoot. You're offered a lot more options in terms of what you want to do, like on a turn-to-turn basis, but also the character customization, not only in creating your characters, because you can make them look fucking out there, but in terms of the skill trees they can go down, because each class go down 4 separate skill trees, to me really created a lot better dynamic in how you wanted to do things and how the mechanics that the game brought really worked. Again, I don't know if any of this was in XCOM 2 or not. I'm not trying to shit on XCOM 2, but like I normally hate that kind of game, but I loved Gears Tactics.
Okay, I think being able to like shoot and then move was in XCOM 2. I think.
Okay.
But I am like really not that familiar with these kinds of games. I don't know about you, Chris.
I've played XCOM 1, and
Okay.
I've watched a video of Mario versus Rabbids.
Rabbids Kingdom.
Great game.
Well, like one of the nice things to me that always, like in Gears Tactics, that always pissed me off in XCOM was like, if you chose to move in XCOM, you couldn't control how your character got to the point where you wanted to. You'd often walk through enemy Overwatch. With
Right.
Gears Tactics, you can choose exactly how you want them to move, using the same amount of AP to get around their Overwatch and actually flank them without taking needless damage. Like, if you can see a path, you can get them to go that way. And it again, feels like there's a lot more nuance in how the characters play between the different classes that lets you really customize and create strategies around those characters, opposed to just, hey, I'll bring out, an entire squad of snipers, and that'll be my entire thing.
Okay, so it lets you like really micromanage instead of just like clicking a square and being like, hope this works out.
Yeah. Plus the enemy diversity, in my opinion, just it works really well. And I mean, I've always been a Gears of War fanboy. I grew up with a 360. I played a lot of Gears, so to me that was a factor, but like the gameplay itself was just fantastic.
Okay, well I've never played Gears, so that's why this game has never appealed to me, because I don't like Gears and I don't like XCOM that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically I've got 3 honorable 3.5 honorable mentions. So
3.5.
So 3 games that I want to go through that almost made my list that I think are still really fun games to play.
I know what's coming here.
Okay, what do you think?
It's Minecraft Dungeons, isn't it?
It is not Minecraft Dungeons.
What?
I found Minecraft Dungeons so monotonous, I just did not care. No, it's actually gonna be Otherside. So Otherside is another indie game that is really interesting to me because you play as it's another XCOM in a sense that it's turn-based combat. It doesn't play anything like XCOM, so I don't know why I said that. But it's turn-based combat where you take a team of 3 out of your roster of however many. They're always daughters. So the lore behind this is the Red Mother's trying to stop the big bad evil guy. And she does this by imbuing young women with part of her power, and they're her daughters. So that's why they each have different classes and different abilities. The gameplay is fun. Like it's really diverse between the different characters. It's very similar, Chris, you'll know this, to there was that one vampire class in MapleStory where you used your health to activate abilities instead of mana.
That is the Demon Avenger.
That one, thank you. So yeah, it's very similar to that class where you use your health as your AP or MP, however you want to phrase it, to do certain like special attacks and abilities. But you can't actually heal your daughters without sacrificing other daughters. So the idea is you gradually build up this core team of like 3 or 4 specific daughters that you heal up by sacrificing other daughters. The thing is, though, that you have to sacrifice a daughter of equal or higher level to heal up, any daughter in general.
Oh god.
So you can't just heal up a level 5 with a level 2.
That sounds very stressful.
Well, the idea is you go through until you die, then you spend the special currency you get from doing each mission, which is randomly generated, to permanent upgrades that carry over through each run. The idea being each area has 7 days, and you can fight the boss after day 4 on your first attempt at that area, but you have to fight the boss after day 7. And you choose when you want the day to tick over. You get between 2 and 3 randomized missions each day that you can do to get experience. And then if you die, like in, say, Area 1, if you die, you reset to that area, but you can fight the boss right away if you so choose. And you can get an upgrade where it always gives you a resurrection token. Resurrection token meaning you can resurrect a daughter from a previous run for your current run.
Oh, okay.
So your characters do carry over, in a sense. Like, you choose which ones carry over. And there's other missions where you can rescue an innocent woman, but then you can either set her free, or you can sacrifice her for another resurrection token to resurrect another daughter. So you really have to decide, do you want to focus all your attention on creating this one like super overpowered leader type character that you resurrect for each run and just put her with less experienced people you try to train up before the boss, or do you want to try to train up the team during that run? And then after you kill the boss, you unlock more permanent upgrades for each run, one of which being, the next run you start, your daughters will be, say, level 5, and you'll skip Area 1 and just always start on Area 2. So you don't have to keep trying Area 1. Once you've beaten an area, you can just skip it and move on to the next one, and make sure any daughters you recruit on that new run have the level they would have naturally been at had they been the ones to beat the boss.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so you don't get kicked back right to the beginning. You have this strong sense of progression between each area. It's just the struggle is really, and you can focus more on just getting through that one area, not thinking, okay, I've gotten through areas 1 through 3 out of 4. If I die here, I lose all. Yeah, that one was another indie game that's, again, really unique. Bullets per minute. I have not put a whole lot of time into bullets per minute, but I've really enjoyed it. The little bit of I did play. It's a dungeon crawler first-person shooter, but the idea is you have to dodge, you want to dodge, shoot, and reload, all with the beat of the music.
Oh, right. I think you were telling me about this one.
And it's not that you get penalized if you don't do it, you just get a bonus if you do it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really interesting. It takes a lot for me to kind of get used to, just because you're trying to focus on shooting all these enemies and doing all this stuff with the beat, but also it's got a really terrible color scheme, and I hate saying that. It is just this faded, like this disgusting washed out brown.
Oh, right, yeah. It looks
I think if it had a better color scheme, it'd be such a better game. Like with Otherside, it's all black and white except for the daughter's hair is like this bright white, and they all have some form of like red scarf/thread coming off of them, which gives it a nice splash of color and makes them feel really important.
But then BPM is like brown and gross.
BPM is just brown. It is not a good looking game, unfortunately.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not like a pretty looking game.
No, it's not.
It's got fun gameplay, but like that's all it has, and I hate saying that. The other one I want to shout out is just because it is an awesome deal, which is the Halo Master Chief Collection. Because it brings a lot of games to PC for the first time in the Halo series.
True.
But like you get Halos 1 through 4, you get ODST, and you get Reach.
Oh right, you bought like the actual Master Chief Collection, right, on Steam?
Yeah, but that was before they released it on Game Pass, and it is also now on Game Pass. So, if you take anything from my video, buy Game Pass.
Whoa, we can't tell people to buy Game Pass.
You shill.
We're not even getting paid for this, Taylor.
That's fine. I enjoy their service and the games that I've been able to play from them.
Okay.
Fuck Microsoft.
Oh no. Well, how am I going to negotiate a deal now, Chris?
Leave me. Cut me out of all the videos.
We're gonna
Chris
have
is
to.
no longer a part of this.
Okay, can you guess what my number 1 is going to be?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think?
I think it's going to be something I've never heard of before.
Okay. Is that your guess?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, I think it's the new Monster Hunter World thing.
Very close. For a long time, it was the new Monster Hunter World Iceborne, because that expansion is fantastic. It does make it feel like a whole new game. The problem I had with Iceborne is it is definitely more of the same. Like, with new monsters, new gear, all this kind of stuff, so it's really revamped. But I had already put in 120 hours of the base game of Monster Hunter.
Jesus.
So I haven't actually finished Iceborne just because I kind of burned myself out on the game for a bit. And I haven't really gone back to it. I will at some point to finish it up because I do really like it, but it to me just, again, I'd burned myself out so much on the base game. I just couldn't bring myself to put in more time with Iceborne, especially because Britlin was busy, so we couldn't play together. So that took a little bit of the enjoyment out of it for me because it was really fun to play co-op. But no, my number 1, and you might be surprised by this, it is another Game Pass game. Day 1 release. Pardon?
Chill.
Yep. Was Wasteland 3. So I haven't actually played either of the other 2 Wasteland games. And I was like, you know what? This looks really good. I enjoy Fallout on a casual level. I played them most of them once. So I was like, you know what? I'll see where the roots came from. I'll give it a shot. And I really enjoyed it. The different ways you can make each character, the fact you can customize and custom create each member of your team was awesome, but you did still have to take 2 characters that the game tried to give you, so you could pick which 2 you took, but just so that it wasn't nothing but custom characters, which really, like, having those characters, but also having my custom characters for dialogue choices really changed up my experience from other people, especially when I watch videos online. And this is the only game that I've played where you can choose at separate points in this game to fuck a robot, fuck a chicken,
whoa,
and fuck a goat.
Tell me more.
You can choose to fuck people, but there's no other game that I've played where you can decide you want to have sex with a robot that's trying to learn more about being human by having sex with humans.
Yeah,
a goat that works in a brothel that wants to have sex with you, and a chicken that is... Well, I'm not going to talk about the chicken too much.
Okay. Why would you even want to have meat sex anymore if you could have sex with a robot?
Yeah.
Because this isn't like a humanoid like robot. This is like the butter robot from Rick and Morty.
I'd be fine if it was the robot from fucking Wallace and Gromit. If it wants to give me a blowjob, it can give me a blowjob.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what to say to that. No, but I think Wasteland 3 did a fantastic job in its storytelling, did a fantastic job of making the player feel like they can be... There's no, like, objectively right choice. You're gonna be a complete dick to someone, one group of people or another. You have to decide what group that's gonna be, and you have to decide if you're gonna prioritize refugees from Colorado over your people back in Arizona. Like, you never feel good coming out of this game in the sense that you're like, I did the morally right thing for absolutely everybody. You're like, no, I fucking let these people starve to death so I could feed these other people. And to me, that was just really impactful.
I would choose to feed my own people every time.
Your Arizona peeps. Fuck
Yeah,
Colorado.
is that where my... Yeah, fuck Colorado.
Is that right, Taylor?
Yeah, in a sense. So, you either have to decide if you're going to work with the leader of Colorado for your people, work with him for his people, kill him and just kind of like dip out and go back to Arizona, or kill him and like take over what he had.
Oh.
So like you can choose to basically almost end the game, you know, a little bit of ways in when you get ambushed by what is potentially the final boss, and help the person you were sent out to kill or to capture just take over everything.
It's a bit D&D-y, right? Like it's a bit
D&D-esque,
like Divinity
yeah.
and stuff.
So like, and from what I've heard, the Wasteland games have always had a reputation of allowing you to kind of do, you know, more than the Fallout games did, because Fallout was a little more black and white, but Wasteland had a lot more moral gray area, and you can really tell with Wasteland 3 that moral gray area is heavily present in how it lets you play and the decisions it lets you make, which I just thought was awesome. The gameplay was a lot of fun. Toaster repair comes in so handy that I never thought it would. It's the thing. Toaster repair is like one of the most useful skills in the game.
Huh.
And there are so many like good, funny, lighthearted moments with that kind of shit. Then there's so many super dark moments where you realize these cannibalistic clowns just ate a child.
Oh, sick.
Like it is a fucking roller coaster and is one of the best RPGs I have ever played.
Damn. Yeah, that one really came out of nowhere for me being on your list.
Yeah, me too.
And it's free on Game Pass.
It is included in Game Pass, that's true.
Like, honestly, if I was gonna pick a game of the year for 2020, it's just Game Pass.
Just Game Pass
like,
in general.
Just fucking Game Pass, throw it out there and fucking... I'm sure soon enough it'll have Monster Hunter World and Iceborne on there. It's like, alright, fucking there we go. Game Pass has been all 5 my games of the year.
I bet I've played more World of Warcraft this year than you've played on all of the Game Pass games combined, thereby making World of Warcraft better.
How much World of Warcraft have you played?
At least 2 weeks of playtime.
Okay, I don't think I've put in 2 weeks of playtime into almost any platform. Well, actually, maybe not, because...
This is just on one character.
Because I also... Jesus Christ. Because I also played Totally Reliable Deliveries... No, that was epic. Minecraft Dungeons on there. I played... State of Decay 2 on there. I'm sure there's a few others that I'm not remembering.
Yeah, but WoW is just one game. If you don't like MMORPGs...
Which I don't.
Then you're not a good gamer.
Yeah, Taylor and I aren't fans of those.
It's the only true game.
There's also
RTSs as well.
There's also the Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds, which I think was on one of my lists as an honorable mention. There's Greedfall, which I know John has mentioned before.
Great game.
Honestly, like Game Pass is just fantastic.
Okay, we need to stop shilling for it. Stop. We're not paid yet.
This is how we get the sponsorship, though.
Oh, and they're getting all the EA games, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, they're getting like whatever's on
EA's
EA's subscription service. They're
You mean
combining them.
you can
I
play
remember Steam
sports?
got that recently. I didn't know Game Pass was getting that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow, you can play all of EA's hits like NBA 2K20.
That's 2K.
And NBA
EA does not do
2K19.
NBA games.
I don't know, there's no difference between any sports games.
EA does like Madden and everything.
And The Sims.
And The Sims. Great game.
Yeah.
Does anybody really care about John Madden anymore? Is he alive?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, well, thank you very much for your list there, Taylor. That was a lot of surprises, actually.
Good. I'm glad I can bring stuff to the community that people wouldn't normally think of, because games are about having fun. If you have fun with anything we've recommended, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And
damn right.
Don't fucking bitch about how Cyberpunk isn't on here. I picked it up. I'm giving it a shot.
What size of a dick are you gonna make on your character?
I went with normal. I don't need to compensate for anything.
You went with normal? Maybe that in itself is compensation.
Jeez. Okay, well, on that note, thank you very much for watching.
Cyberpunk, choose your dick.
Great. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.